The Young and the Restless, Y and R, spoilers recap for Tuesday, December 19, reveals that Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, will remain rattled as she looks out her window at Jordan, Colleen Zenk, who'll mime a drinking motion before disappearing. Victor Newman, Eric Braden, will come running after hearing Nikki's commotion, but Nikki will seemingly think she imagined the encounter and will downplay it as a result. Once Nikki realizes she dropped her flask, she'll kick it under the sofa to conceal it from Victor, and when she gets a moment alone, she'll slip it back in her purse. Victor will push Nikki to take a trip with him and get away from all the stress for a while, but she'll refuse to leave Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel, when she's dealing with so much. Victor will at least convince Nikki to head to the athletic club with him, so he'll start to pick up her purse for her. Nikki will seem protective of it, but she'll cover by suggesting you shouldn't be peeping in people's purses this close to the holidays. At Memorial's psych ward, Claire Grace, Haley Erin, won't see why Victoria and Cole Howard, J. Eddie Peck, would want anything to do with her after everything that's happened. Claire will act like she's worthless trash, but Cole and Victoria will view her as Jordan's victim. Victoria will also ask for help finding Jordan, but Claire will swear she has no idea where her great-aunt went. In the end, Claire will feel like Jordan was the one who abandoned her and left her to pay the price. As Claire enters her room, she'll consider the possibility that she's truly insane and will think this is at least better than prison. While Victoria is off signing paperwork, Claire will admit she's having trouble figuring out what Cole's thinking. Cole will acknowledge that he's got a lot of crazy thoughts swirling around and that he feels guilty since his mother's drama led to Claire's ordeal. After Cole reflects on Eve Howard's, Margaret Mason, mental illness and all the issues she had, Claire will point out that she was still named after her. Before she goes, Victoria will wonder if Claire would be willing to give her a hug. Claire will seem taken aback over the request, but she'll grant it and share an embrace with Victoria moments later. Afterward, Victoria and Cole will try to process everything over drinks at the GCAC. Cole will also make it clear that he intends to stick around and be there for Claire. Upstairs, Jordan will slip back in her suite wearing her blonde wig. Soon after, Jordan will put on glasses, a doctor's coat, and a medical badge. Back in the dining area, Nikki and Victor will approach Victoria and Cole's table. Jordan will see the whole gang nearby and leave in a hurry. Once Kyle comes back in, Diane will leave him to talk with Jack alone. Kyle will come clean about Tucker McCall, Trevor Street John, recruiting him as part of a Gerbot takeover, one where Kyle and Audra Charles, Salika Silva, would be rewarded with the chance to run the company. Jack will fume over Kyle accepting Tucker's offer, but Kyle will insist he only did it to help Jack gain the upper hand. Jack will be skeptical at first and offend Kyle by doubting his motives, but then Kyle will reveal exactly what Tucker's plan is. After Kyle explains that Tucker wants him to steal a Gerbot product so that Blackade can release it first, he'll add that Tucker claimed he wanted to set up Diane or Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, as the mole. Kyle will feel certain Tucker wants him to take the fall instead. Jack will ultimately have to admit that Kyle's information is a game changer. It'll lead to Jack and Kyle developing a plan to use Tucker's plot against him. The goal will be to give Tucker some product that they shelved for whatever reason and let him spend plenty of money developing it. After they've released the article about the scandalous cover-up, they can go after Tucker for his corporate theft and make sure his reputation is completely destroyed. Jack will confess that he was planning on passing Kyle over for the co-CEO promotion until his son's updates changed his mind. However, Jack will warn that they can't let Tucker know that. It has to look like Kyle's still out in the cold for their scheme to work. Phyllis won't be interested until Tucker writes down a salary that seemingly blows her away. That said, Phyllis will hint about not taking the first offer and perhaps doing some negotiating. Tucker will rip up the paper and suggest Phyllis knows where to find him before heading up to his suite. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Phyllis could be begging for trouble if she gets tangled up with Tucker again, so stay tuned for all the chaos. CDL's where you want to be for sizzling Young and the Restless spoilers, updates and news, so make us your go-to why and our source.